Luke on Shame TV, joined by Chris Millington, so a 0-0 draw. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was typical Halifax Gateshead game, I thought. First half, we knew they were going to play. We know how good they are, especially first half of games. We know how much possession they have. We know you've got to be careful because often they score their goals in the first half of games. So we set up to do that. The plan to some degree worked in the sense that we nullified their threat, and we had 7 good regains in the opposition half, which was the intention. But then probably the theme of the game from our point of view was what we did with that possession. So we do all the work and we did all the preparation to make sure we're difficult to beat and try and regain it high up the pitch as often as possible. But that's only half the story. Then we've got to use that possession to counter-attack or to settle ourselves in possession in their half. We didn't do that. We for all the hard work and like I say, positive news around how many times we were getting it back high up the pitch, we didn't use it well enough. Second half, we grew into it, and we knew again, the stats bear it out. Gateshead, they're a good team to analyse in terms of how they play, but it's quite clear when you look at them exactly where they're strong, when they're weaker, and when you're going to get your opportunities. And we knew that we were going to have the better of the play in the second half. Clearly, the sending off means that it becomes the onus is on us even more. And I think the frustration is we've just not taken advantage of that. We've not taken advantage of them being down by a man, and we've not taken advantage of the possession we've had in the opposition half. So yeah, in terms of a game, excellent work out of possession, and I'd say poor to average in terms of what we did with the ball.
As you say, obviously both sides really struggling to create too many clear-cut chances, cancelling each other out almost, and that started early on and carried on throughout.
Yeah, it's the same as the trophy final, wasn't it, in many respects. They had a lot of possession across their back line, a lot of lateral and backward passes. When we got it, we tried to go forward, but I think today we didn't go forward with enough quality. And then when we had the opportunity to stay on the ball in their half, there was only really Luke Summerfield who was able to hurt them with forward passes, and that's something we've got to improve. It is early in the season, and I'm trying to be balanced. Someone tells me there we're 9th in the table. We've played some tough teams in August. We've certainly dropped points, I think, today, and Oxford in particular. But having said that, I believe Oxford have got a very good result today. So listen, yeah, all things in perspective, the start to the season has a lot of positives. What we've got to do is learn the lessons, and we've had another lesson today about how much better we've got to be in the final third, and that's not just finishing, by the way. I know the noise there'll be around strikers. We've not created enough. That's the bigger issue, because if we're creating chances, then we can work with and look at strikers and see how they're operating. But today we didn't create enough. We didn't hurt them enough in their defensive third.
It's a very stop-start game, plenty of fouls in there. The referee certainly with a lot of work to do today.
Yeah, I think so. Two committed teams. I don't think either team are dirty teams. I think they've had the lad who's got sent off has maybe had a couple of petulant moments, which he may or may not look back on and regret. But I think other than those moments, it was a keenly contested game, and I think the ref, although I don't agree with all his decisions, I think he's tried his best to cope with it, and yeah, listen, they've got a tough job, so I wouldn't swap places with them, put it that way.
Because as we mentioned, obviously Gates are going down to 10 men and just not able to take advantage of that.
No, and they were brave, they were bold, they kept 2 men up top, they went more direct, they bring on Marcus Dinanga, who's in excellent form, and they kept trying to play. I think when we got Luke Summerfield on the pitch, he started to control possession more, and we established ourselves a bit more in their half. But there's aspects, and I'm not going to go into it too much now, because I don't want to be selling our shortcomings to all our oppositions. We'll make them do a little bit of their own homework, but we've got to be better on the ball, and clearly the work we do in the final third is very important, because we're 6 games in, 2 clean sheets. We've been very good in our defensive work against some excellent opposition so far. Gateshead, another one today. You know, that's the 4th time we've played them in just over 12 months, and they've not scored against us yet. So, you know, there's plenty of positives in that respect, but it's no good just keeping clean sheets. You know, we've got to put teams to the sword when we do all the hard work.
Of course, up next, Derby Day, Rochdale away on Saturday.
Yeah, an exciting one. And listen, I've said to the players, it's not going to be dissimilar. You know, Rochdale will have a lot of possession. They'll look to stay on the ball. They'll keenly look at the possession stats and the number of passes they make come the end of the game. And we've got to look to make sure that our passes are forward with quality, that hurt them, that penetrate and that create chances. And that's what we're more interested in. And we've done it well at times this season, but not consistently enough. And we'll certainly be looking to do that on Saturday.
Thank you.
Cheers, Luke.